and kind of get a feel for where we're at.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask like, oh, how far in are we? It's like, we're 80% of the way there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're eating lunch and we're 47% of the way there. The day's just started with 5%. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the questions people are going to ask in the chat and stuff like that, just get that out of the way. There's never any questions about how are we doing, how's it, it's like everything is visually explained, and it doesn't impose. I think it adds to it because it's not like there's much I need to show.
Yeah,
it's literally just me going. And like I had like a fail proof for like everything except a spare bike, which I nearly broke.
Of course you did.
Of course. Like my brand new bike. I was smart that I got insurance on my bike.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Like,
we learned from our mistakes.
The insurance was like it was like 20% of the bike's fucking cost, but it covered everything. It was like if the bike literally combusts or gets stolen, they'll replace it.
It's monkey proof.
Literally, like no matter what I do to it, it is they'll no questions asked.
Yeah.
Which is great for me because if I was live streaming and I broke it, I'm like,
there's proof.
I'm right here, bro. I nearly broke it on the second day. This is not good.
Was that when you fell over or?
Yeah. I was pointing to something in the distance, holding on with my left hand, and I went over a big rock.
Right.
The thing like wobbled.
Yeah.
And I just went right into the pavement. And it was a really big, like, it was like maybe like this big of sidewalk from the road, pavement for British people. And I just like jumped into the bush. Because I didn't want to land on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was like, that's just going to hurt.
Yeah.
But I didn't want my bike to get wrecked. So I just didn't, in the second, I was like, I just can't decide. I'll just jump. But I was also, my first time ever using them, I had the clip-in.
Yeah.
Which are awesome, by the way. It makes cycling like way easier, and also you have to think less. You don't have to worry where your legs are. You just, like a steam engine. You just keep pushing. You don't
like the machine.
Well, I mean, like I'm sure we'll talk about what Chris is on, but he's just like slipping and fucking, like it's good, but also it's bad for situations like that. But luckily, if you jump hard enough, you'll get out of the clips. And I think I did. And it made a good clip. It was completely by accident, and luckily there's no cars on the road at that point. I mean, we were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
You'd have to be pretty unlucky to get hit by a car on a road that's practically empty.
That would be tough. I mean, there was that was an aspect that was really you get used to it pretty fast, but it was very anxious the first time where you cycle on the road.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
highway, and tunnels especially.
Yeah.
Tunnels are the
You
scary
never get
ones.
used to it.
Tunnels is terrifying.
Yeah.
Because the echo in a tunnel when you're cycling in it is terrifying.
Right.
Because the car comes in and all you hear in the background is like 15,000 echoes coming.
Right.
It's terrifying. And you know it's coming from behind you, and you're like, oh no, please see
Don't
me.
hit me, don't hit me.
Please
It's
see
terrifying.
me.
No, 'cause
You have your lights on, and
Yeah.
you're like, please see me, please, and you're literally just hoping you just don't die.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Hoping it's not like because I saw like that one of the clips where that massive truck just
Yeah,
like
that was
almost
close.
clipped you or some shit like that.
That was unnecessarily scary because it was literally a country road with so much room, and no one was on these roads.
Yeah.
And he went so close to me, and I thought, why?
Just being a dickhead.
Like I mean, it was enough room.
Yeah.
It probably in Europe, it's probably the normal amount of room.
Yeah.
But I was just like, well, come on, man. It wasn't like it was like a busy road. Like I don't know. That was probably not as close as some other ones, but other times we were on a road and I chose to be on the road because when you're cycling for ages, going on the pavement, the sidewalk, it's bumpy and up and down and shit paved, and it's just not good. And after a while, you're just like, I just want to cycle. I do not want to have to think or get my ass hurt or stop or slow down. You just want to keep
You
going.
just want to have the exercise bike experience. Where
Yeah,
you just
pretty
like
much,
pedal.
right?
Yeah.
And you go so much faster on the road.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever. I don't give a fuck about the cars. Even when I'm driving, I don't give a fuck if I have to just like wait a second to get around the cyclist. It's a road bike. Let me go on the road.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite part is when I saw other Japanese cyclists and we just nod at each other. That was fun.
The mutual respect.
You've acclimated now.
Every other cyclist that was like also wearing serious gear would nod. I will wave. It was like a mutual respect. You'd wave, especially when like, I don't know, like you were coming down like you were going up a big hill, and after they knew, and you're like, oh nice.
It's like, oh, he ain't a normie.
Nice.
He's with us.
one of us.
He's one of us.
Dude, because like one night we had to drive back. We had to drive down the biggest incline we did.
Right.
And in the car, we were like, this is stupid. I can't believe we cycled up this. Like,
Yeah.
it's like 10, we're like on this road for like 10 minutes driving down. We're like, we cycled up this. This is insane.
Yeah.
Because like day one, the first incline, we're like dying. We're like, we can't do this. This is too much. And by like day 7, you're just like, all right.
Just get used to it.
All right, 5K incline, let's do it. Let's just go. You just get used to it. It's just a different sensation. You don't, like it doesn't hurt nearly as much. You just kind of like, it just uses a different part of you. It's really interesting. I really want to keep cycling more. I feel really fit.
I mean,
I don't know.
If you don't feel fit after this, I don't know what's going to like.
Because like your heart rate is like literally, it's just elevated all day long. Like you're just purely exercising like 7-8 hours a day.
Yeah.
That's it for 8 days, no breaks. It's probably terrible if you actually want to build muscle and actually do it healthily. But yeah.
It's great to lose body fat.
If you want to lose weight, it's great, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's just like,
it's pretty like,
it's awful.
It's like not eating for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's awful because like, you're burning like, I don't know. I think most days we were burning like 4,000 calories a day. So it's like, it's on top of your daily like 2,000.
Yeah.
So you're just like, there's no possible way you can eat 8,000 calories a day, like, unless you're like actually trying your hardest.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to eat. I'm cycling. I don't want to fucking eat.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to lose weight if you want to like fucking do that. I mean, you know.
I don't think I lost that much weight because I was drinking a lot of beer.
Oh, well.
Well, that made the beer worth it though, right?
Yeah.
That's the sweetest.
That's how you were putting back
beer.
the 8,000 calories, just like on like 10 pints of beer.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ate as much as I could at every point, but like even then, it's like you just, I don't know.
If only we had our health checkup right now, right, Connor?
I know.
Yeah, right. That was the real reason. It was just like, shit, my health checkup's coming up. I'm gonna drop some weight, bro. I got 8 days. Like,
but then like it's like you finish at like 5-6 p.m. every day, and then you gotta shower.
Yeah.
And then I have to charge everything.
Right.
I have to charge the giant portable battery. I have to charge all the router's the British one.
Router? I call it router.
I don't know which one it is.
It's
Probably router.
I say router.
I've heard. I don't hear British people say router, so maybe it's router is the American one. I have to charge all of those things.
I feel like router is like the southern British
maybe,
way to
yeah,
say it.
maybe.
Router.
You know,
Router.
This episode is sponsored by Honkai Impact 3rd. Honkai Impact 3rd tells the story of the Valkyries fighting against an energy. Back to the show.
I have to like charge my phone, my stream phone, the 2 portable batteries in my bike, the giant battery, the 3 routers, everything else, and then I have to put it all back in the bike, and it's a lot every day.
Yeah.
I pretty much didn't get to do anything for like 8 days.
Well, I mean, like, was there anywhere you'd want to go back to?
Oh yeah, like Noboribetsu was cool.
Oh, Noribetsu is sick.
It's a really famous onsen town.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Because a lot of the towns you went to just had nothing. Just nothing in there.
Yeah.
The first 3 days we didn't see anything.
Yeah, I feel like anything north of like Sapporo is pretty much just like
Asahikawa was really sick.
Oh, other than Asahikawa.
Anything north of Asahikawa was really small. Like there was some places that only had like one hotel within like a like an 80-kilometer radius.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Chris can tell the story about this racist hotel staff. But there's already clips of it and stuff. Not racist, I don't know, fucking, or maybe just a horrible person. I don't know. Like,
He's like that with everyone.
I don't know if they're just racist or they're just horrible to everyone. That's the difficulty of being in Japan.
Yeah, especially in like the country in Japan. Are you being racist or are you just a horrible?
Or are you just a dickhead? Like, I'm not too
I
sure.
don't know.
I can't tell. But like there was like, the first night there was like no hotels in this area, just none.
Right.
There was just only like one hostel. And it just like didn't make sense for us to go in a hostel when we had to charge so
everything
many stuff.
Yeah.
And we had to get up so early and we were going to get there so late and stuff. So it was just tough, really tough. I don't know how you would.
Would you do it again?
Would you cycle?
Like something like that, cycle across.
Not Hokkaido again.
Right.
Hokkaido is way harder than anywhere else in Japan.
Somewhere a little more like with a little more civilization.
I'd love to do it. I mean, Chris already was like, maybe we should do another one sometime soon. I mean, I don't mind. Yeah, the idea was like maybe Kyushu or something. Right, that makes more sense, right? Because it's a whole island. And it's,
Yeah.
It's a lot hillier though.
Yeah, but then apparently Chris was telling me there's another way. This is like a west or east side that's not as hilly or whatever. I don't mind hills.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm fine.
I know a way.
I'm fine with hills. So
I know a place.
I mean, I'd do it again. It was like way more successful than I thought. I thought it wasn't going to be. I thought the viewership on my Twitch was not going to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
I thought because it was like I thought I wouldn't like watch it if I just watched someone cycle. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like IRL content on Twitch is just doing really, really well right now.
Definitely. Because no one else can come to Japan. That's why. So that's literally the only way they can satiate their needs.
This is great. You can just show off a fucking combini and like chat loses their minds.
I think IRL stuff should always be like an event, not. I don't know how you could be I don't know how Rob does it.
I don't know how Rob does it.
He streams like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
IRL.
I don't know how that is.
I'm like,
that
how
much
have you not
content in
run out of
Japan?
places to go
Yeah.
to?
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I would be sick of going outside. I would just
touching too much grass.
Yeah, I'm like, can I not touch grass?
Yeah.
But I think it's great to have IRL stream events. I think as one-offs they're really good, and I think Twitch right now or streaming in general, like IRL, is a really big like trend right now.
Yeah,
it's always been a thing, but I think right now it's particularly popular
more than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
when it's done well.
Yeah.
So if you want to try it. It just sucks because the barrier of entry to IRL streaming is very, very high.
Well, yeah.
Also cycling as well.
Cycling on top of it.
If you want to get into like the amount of cycling that you did.
Could do like you don't need to buy all the shit that I bought. Like you could get a shit bike and do the same thing. It would just be harder.
Oh yeah.
Like this bike was insane.
Would you have a good time though doing your cycle route?
My bike was nutty. I've never had gears that change like that. Like I've never had a bike where you just tap it, boom, change gear immediately, no questions asked. The bike is like, bro, I got you. Doesn't matter what hill you're on, anything, boom, tap it. You want to go 2, hold it down twice as long.
Right.
It's insane. I've never had gears that swap that easy.
So now that you've had the cycling experience, what do you think makes a good bike? What would you recommend?
Now that you're a cycling expert.
now that you're the trash
I've only
taste
ridden
cyclist.
like this bike, and this bike was nuts.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how people can like review bikes for a living. I'm just like, what are you looking for? Like, I feel like every bike is slightly
I feel like you can say that with any niche though.
Yeah.
I wanted a bike that was good for the lazy men. Because mine had a thing.
So you got the Apple of bikes.
Kinda. I kind of got like the full. So I bought my bike purely on the reason that it had the headlights and the rear light like built into the bike,
Right.
And then you just charge this battery pack on the frame, and then it's just controlled by an app.
Oh,
You
easy.
just turn the lights on, or if it gets dark, they automatically turn on.
Okay.
Easy.
And I was like, cool, that sounds good, because I hate turning on these lights because I always forget to turn them off. And I understand that this is such a lazy reason to get it, but I just wanted to do it. Turns out it became a pain at one point because when I had no internet, I couldn't turn my lights on.
Oh.
There's no way to turn them on without an app. And it really felt like that moment where boomers are like, why you gotta put technology in everything? We had lights that work just fine without these fucking apps.
Why do you need smart bulbs when the switches are everything?
It truly felt at that point where it was like, this sucks. This is so dumb. Why is there not a way for me to turn
This is an
these on?
oversight.
There's no way for me to turn it on without the app, and I'm like, this is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
When the inevitable rogue AI, starts taking over humanity, we're gonna look back at this point and be like, why can't we turn on the lights without our fucking smart app?
So you gotta pay like 10 Bezos bucks to
Pay a subscription service to turn on this light.
Oh my God. So I bought this bike. So I said $4,000, but I think it's normally $4,000. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I went to the store because I already knew what bike I wanted, and they had it in the store. Because I didn't understand how you buy bikes really. I just thought, they'll just have the bike in the store. Turns out like if the store's small, they just don't have your bike. They have to order it for you, which can take months. So I was like, Chris, by the way, you can't just like wait. You should go now. So he waited like 2 weeks before and couldn't get the same bike as me, but he wanted the same bike as me.
Right.
So he couldn't get that one because the store he had didn't have it. But luckily I went to the store and they had it. And they had it in like shining purple. And I was like, oh, fucking sick. Trash taste represent. No, I was like, I got it. And it was really weird. It was like $3,000. And for some reason, the day that I went to the store, they had a campaign on where it was like, you get 10% off the bike, any bike, just because.
Just any of them.
And then I got extra money off because I paid in cash, and it ended up costing like $2,500. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, not too bad then. I was like, sweet, I've got these apps and stuff.
Is that not too bad?
That's $500 off. I mean, I paid for the insurance. Hey, this is a good bike. This is a good bike.
It's still a $2,000 bike.
It is an amazing bike. It's a beautiful
non-cyclists be like, that
it is carbon fiber, a beautiful specimen.
I'm like, damn. And the first bike I bought was like $150. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking expensive.
Bro, this bike, it was God tier, dude. It was like perfect for this. You do not need a good bike to do this. I definitely like just because I had the money, I just splurged. That's purely like you do not need this kind of bike. And then I bought the bike and I started sweating when I went to the app store to download the app, and I saw the reviews and it had 2.1 stars, and I was like, it's not going to work, is it? It's not gonna work. And I've been trying to update my sensor in the bike for like a month now. Can't update it. Just doesn't work. Just doesn't let me update it.
Damn.
Can't update my bike. The lights, they turn on, but they're so finicky. It's so annoying. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake, why would they not just put a button to turn it on? Like, this is an expensive.
We're going real minimalistic with our design.
An expensive bike, and the lights are a pain in the fucking ass to turn on.
They put all these like bits and bobs on a bike, but they were like, switch for the light.
Switch? No. We don't need a switch.
I also like, the seat on the bike. I assume if I'm the super most serious cyclist on earth, it's great. It's just not comfortable. It is tiny. It's tiny.
Is there any bike that actually has a comfortable seat on it?
For road bikes, generally they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They're like really small, and they're meant to, because you cyclists are like, all right, get used to it. That's kind of what it is. You literally just have to destroy your ass. To get used to it. And I was like, can I change the seats? I take the seat off, and I'm like, yeah, the rear headlight that is hardwired to the bike cannot be removed from this seat. So I have no choice but to use the seat.
That's how they rope you into it.
So I have to buy like this padded seat, but I really wanted this bike.
Right.
Because it was perfect for what I wanted. It was like an endurance bike, and the wheels were a bit thicker than normal road bikes, and it was good.
God, he did buy the Apple of bikes.
He did.
Fucking
It's
no
literally-
accessories, no customization.
Yeah.
Everything is included.
I imagine like trying to fix this bike is a pain.
Yeah.
I'm
You
hoping
probably have to call up like that particular company
you
support.
break the warranty. You have to have like specialist equipment. I gotta like do the most simplest thing.
2-year warranty. Cost me $600 fucking for insurance and shit on this bike.
literally the iMac of bikes.
And then I had to register it with the police as you do in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's considered a vehicle registration in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and
That's why getting rid of a bike as well is fucking pain in the ass in Japan.
Oh, I don't want to get rid of this.
You can't just
I
like
love this.
Yeah, but like if you were to for whatever reason, it's the biggest pain in the ass. I remember when I got rid of my bike, it was like a whole like 3-week process. Just like call them up and be like, I want to get rid of this bike, and then you have to do all this paperwork to like unregister the bike, and then you have to get rid of the bike, which costs
Well,
money.
luckily I think this bike's nice enough where I could probably just sell it if I didn't want.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think I will. I mean, I love this bike. This bike's awesome.
Yeah.
I really want to, eventually cycle around like Europe or something. That'd be cool.
Well, now that you've invested this much money into it, it would be a
Yeah,
shame
you
if you
might as
didn't
well.
use it again.
Dude,
know?
I mean, I've been cycling before this, I was cycling to the studio a lot. I loved it. I think dude, after cycling on this bike, it's like, oh, this is like how cycling is supposed to feel. Like cycling in the Shinonami Kaido when you're cycling, right? You're doing these uphills. It just feels like the bike is just like not doing anything.
Yeah. It's
You,
like square wheels.
It's just like you pedal and it feels like nothing's happening.
Well, that's why a lot of the times we just ended up walking up the hills.
Yeah,
because
because
it felt
it's
like less effort.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I was actually moving faster
Because like
walking
the
up with your bike.
energy you're putting into each pedal like wasn't translating as like to what you kind of wanted.
Yeah.
Whereas like with this bike, like it was just like every like rotation you put into it felt like it went directly into pushing you because it's such a nice bike and it's so good. And it was crazy, like up hills, man, I've never had anything like that. It felt like you were slowly walking up a hill.
Right.
Because on the lowest gear, it was basically like walking up a hill. It was crazy. It's such a good bike.
This is now the Connor cyclist arc we have now entered, everyone.
I just can't believe that I thought the Shinonami Kaido was hard. Like that's like
maybe we just nerfed ourselves.
we should
with the
do it
bikes,
again,
you
and then
know?
I'll just be like, all right, guys, boys, I finished 3 hours ago. You guys are halfway. Like, where you guys at? Where you guys at?
Glad you did the cycling special now, and so after this Shinonami Kaido, otherwise we'd be fucked.
You know that little cat and mouse race thing we did? I'm sure on this bike it would have been like I'd have fucking zoomed past you,
Oh
bro.
yeah, not even
It's
close.
like this bike is nutty. I didn't realize how good these road bikes. Obviously, if you're a better cyclist, you'll still like you'll be able to use it more. Of
course.
Like I never did just because I couldn't be bothered. Because it was just a pain in the ass. You know where you can go right on the bottom handlebars and be more wind resistant. I never wanted to go that fast. And also it was horrible for the camera angle.
Yeah.
So I would just be pointing at the ground. So I never ever did that. So I wasn't really using the bike for its like full potential, if you will. I'm sure cyclists are like cringing.
Potential.
You know what I mean? Because like it's
Super Saiyan bike.
Ultra instinct cyclist.
Dude, also like the weather conditions, bro. I thought rain was the worst. Turns out no, wind is the worst.
Right.
Well,
wind is number one. Can fuck off when you're cycling.
Well, that's literally why like professional cyclists in the Olympics, they have like they literally have a
drafting
fucking
system.
team.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Bro,
it was
it's no
it's
joke.
insane.
The wind is like it can make downhills feel like flats if it's strong enough, and it's crazy. You'll be going on a flat and you'll have to put the same amount of energy as going up a hill just to keep going because the wind will be so crazy. I just was like, fuck this. Like if this was this every day, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We got so lucky that 1 or 2 days were perfect. We had rain some days, which is miserable because your feet get like trench foot
Yeah.
and you're just soaked. It's just awful.
Should have hired someone to just like tank the win for you like an Olympic
I was
team,
following
you know?
Chris a lot of the time because he did a good job of that. He did it because Chris I don't know why Chris got
Get the big
impatient.
guy in the front.
He got impatient. He just wanted to go in front of me, and I just followed him.
It's like, all right.
I don't know. It was good. I mean, when there was like certain days where I felt like I could just keep cycling till the end of time.
Right.
We did like 120K one day, which was the longest day. And at the end of it, I just felt like, yeah, I could do another 50, another 60. I
Damn.
felt totally like good to go.
Nice.
I don't know why. Some days you just feel it, and other days you're like, holy shit, 10K is so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like that's true with exercise in general, though. You know.
Yeah, it sucks because when you do something like this, those days where you would normally wake up and be like, no, I won't do exercise today.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Because you know those days where you turn up to the gym and you're just shit. Everything's
the walk to the gym, you're just like,
you know this day is gonna suck.
You start running on the treadmill, and after 2 minutes, you're like, fuck, I can't.
Yeah.
You can't even do your like normal reps.
Yeah.
Like everything's shit. It's just like that, but like in cycling form, and you're like I wouldn't even be tired, but my muscles, like my leg muscles, would be just so fucked that I just couldn't get them to pedal the speed I wanted them to go to.
Right.
Whereas other days it would be just easy. Like I could just maintain like a crazy pace all day. Don't know why. And yeah, it was awesome. Like it just kind of depended on a lot of factors. I don't know why. Like I like some days I would like the day after Sapporo, I had drank in Sapporo so much beer. Like I had like 6 or 7 pints of beer.
God damn.
Because I was like, I'm in Sapporo, baby. I gotta. And then that was like my best cycling day the day after. I'd killed it. Like I was on fire.
Fueled by Sapporo Classic,
Clearly, like either like the Sapporo beer's got something in it, man. Like I was a machine. I drank every day. Or during the cycle.
That's probably why you didn't lose as much weight.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's because every day I had like 2 beers after it. So I was like, I gotta have a beer.
Of course, you earned it.
That was rough. That's what powered me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good. But I definitely recommend doing something crazy.
Yeah, congratulations.
You want to do it? You want to do it?
Oh no, I mean, I want to do something crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's weird because this year has just been a crazy year just in general.
We've already done some pretty fucking crazy things.
I mean, it's not even fucking over yet.
Yeah. You want to do it next time? You want to?
I'd be down.
I don't know. Like,
would you actually?
I would actually be down.
Like 6-7 days?
Yeah.
I guess because you've got me to tell you everything to do now.
Yeah.
Right.
I've found out how to do everything.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but like I mean, you know, if I want to fucking get, because you know, I do want to get into shape. And so, you know, why would I, you know, what better excuse than to do it for, you know, a charity or an event, right?
I don't think it's a good way to get like super fit. There's like way better ways to do it.
Yeah,
but if you just want to get a kickstart,
yeah, I think as well, like, you know, it's just to say that you did it as well.
Oh, yeah,
it's a cool
pretty
fucking
high.
story to tell.
It's cool.
Yeah, but I feel like it's especially if you want to get fit. You know, I'm sure like there's
so many better ways.
There are better ways.
Of course,
there are better ways to min-max it. But at the end of the day, if you're not having fun or if you're not doing, you don't have the motivation. There's going to be more efficient ways to do it.
Yes.
But if you don't want to do it, you're not going to do it. You know, it's kind of like. It's very similar to, I guess, learning a language and everything like that. Is like what I've realized is that there is always a more efficient way to learn Japanese or learn another language.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, the most important thing is the daily
having
grind.
fun.
No joke.
Is.
It fucking is, okay?
Yeah.
Look, if like we've like clowned on Duolingo so much, but if Duolingo gets you up and gets you doing a language exercise every day, that's way fucking better than other methods that are way more efficient.
Absolutely.
I mean, sometimes the stars align, right? And you get everything just kind of works out.
Yeah.
And you set a challenge and it kind of just hits every box you want.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, it started out as me just wanted to do something stupid.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, well, I get personal fitness. I get to make some content. I get to cycle with my friends. And then I get to also raise money for a great cause. And hopefully I get to entertain a bunch of people throughout it. So I think, you know, sometimes you just, you know, you're like, this is going to be tough. This is not going to be easy. And it's going to be a nuisance to my life. Cause you know, like I couldn't really do much after the day was over.
Yeah.
Like people would text me, but I couldn't fucking reply. I was I was too tired. I wouldn't look at my phone. I literally ate, changed clothes, showered, put stuff on charge, went to bed, then woke up at 5 a.m. every day. It was tough. And then today I had to wake up at 5 a.m. to get the Shinkansen from Hakodate to get here to film this. I literally finished it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think I was in Hokkaido yesterday.
Yeah.
And you just got the Shinkansen
you're
this
in
morning.
Hokkaido this morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in Hokkaido
This morning.
Oh man, yeah, it's and like the number one tip to cycling long distances is just wake up early. But I'm sure when Chris comes on, he'll tell you all about it. We had so many arguments about what time to wake up.
Right.
We like had on like full on fights.
Because Chris is like the number one, like, I hate waking up in the morning person.
We had like a shouting match at one point about this in like a restaurant. This is like we were so stressed out, right? Because you're cycling all day, you're pissed off.
Yeah.
And I was getting really pissed off with Chris. It was all water under the bridge afterwards. Like, but we were like so pissed off.
But what time did he want to wake up?
he, because he was arguing that like, if I wake up too early, I'm, I won't get enough sleep and I won't be in condition to do anything. And I'm like, just get over it. Just
get good.
Just don't be tired. Don't be tired.
I'm sure he can talk about he'll explain this because like my method.
Say what you have to say now so that he can
so he can defend
himself in the next episode.
Listen, when you do, I think that because we've done video shoots together, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you do shoots with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the greater good of the shoot, you just have to sacrifice things.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think because Chris normally controls everything on his videos.
Yes.
He controls it so that he doesn't have to wake up early.
Right.
Yeah.
But for this, it was like, we're just not going to hit the places. Because I was like insistent on the fact that I did not want to cycle in the dark.
Yeah.
I just thought that
it looks like shit first of all.
it looks like shit. And also it's just unnecessarily adding like dangerous elements to it for no reason. Like, yeah, you have lights on your bike, but you can't see stuff as well. You can't see the rocks in the road.
Of course.
These roads are shit.
Yeah.
You can't see the potholes. You can't see the cars can't see you as well. Like I just thought that you're just adding unnecessary danger for no reason.
Yeah.
And we could just wake up an hour early.
Yeah.
Because originally we were waking up at we were starting at like 9:30, and I just thought that's way too late.
Yeah, that's surprisingly late.
And so we eventually got it down to like 8:30 after arguing a bunch, and because I was on the other crazy spectrum where I was like, listen, if I have to get 6 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep for a week of my life, so be it. Like it's a week of my life.
Yeah.
I'll get over it. I'll recover. I'll just sleep extra.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's not ideal, but you just make sacrifices to make stuff happen.
Yes, of course.
But Chris was like, no,
It's for the good
I
of the
have to,
content.
yeah, but it was. I understand where he was coming from, and also I'm younger, and I can. It's way easier for me to.
I mean, you're not that much younger.
I don't know, like 6 years younger. I don't know. Like for me, waking up and losing a bit of for me, 5 hours of sleep, that's not a big issue. If it's
It's a big issue. I'm saying if
we were doing this and I was like, Garn, you have to get 5 hours of sleep, and we're doing it, you wouldn't be happy about it, but you'd probably be like, all right.
Yeah, okay. So like I think the difference between being 30 is that you just know what your body is capable of.
Right.
You know some days where you think, okay. So
Yeah.
I'd say like
I understood where he was coming from. I wasn't trying to be a dick about it.
I'm not even 30 and I can already feel that.
No, that's because you're almost 30,
Yeah,
Joey.
I'm almost 30.
You're almost. I think that's the big tester where you've limit tested your body enough to know what the limits are, right? So I can do like 5 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep, but I know if I do 5 to 6 hours of sleep, I'm gonna have a write-off day. There's
Yes.
it's
of course.
You know.
I'm gonna have a write-off day at some point soon.
Yeah, no, I know exactly.
Mine is the next day.
Yeah, mine is the next day. I am able to power through one day of work, but then there's it's law of equal exchange. I'm going like the price is going to catch up to your body.
Right.
And if I have a 5 hour night, the next night is a 12-hour night.
Yeah,
I understood that. I understand that. That sleep was definitely a necessity.
Yes.
Yeah.
My solution was just go to bed earlier, because Chris was going to bed at like midnight. I was going to bed at like 10.
Yeah.
Because I think Chris got really unlucky. A bunch of stuff, I mean, he'll talk about it. A bunch of stuff piled on, emails and important things he had to do. So he wasn't sleeping properly, which is also like, it was, I just told everyone, I'm like, don't bother. Don't talk to me. I'm not going to reply to anyone. Because I'm just like, I just don't want to worry about anything. I just want to turn off. Like I told the agency, I was like, hey, just you can ask me stuff.
Do what you want.
But I'm not gonna reply unless it's like giga urgent.
Yeah.
So I went to bed every night like 10. So waking up at 6 is like,
oh, that's nothing. Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah,
of sleep.
my mindset was we just go to bed
That's
at
just
10.
that's 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, because a lot of the times we all said bye. Where like we would all have dinner and talk a bit, and then we'd all go to bed at we'd all head off at 9.
Yeah.
So I was like, just go to bed,
Yeah, easy.
Worst case scenario, you get 7 hours of sleep, which is fine. 7 hours of sleep is also in the recommended amount.
That's still
7 to
pretty
8,
good.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. But then obviously, everyone sleeps different as well.
Yeah. Is it an old man thing now to really value your sleep?
I value my sleep. Don't get me wrong. I normally I am hard on the 7 to 8 hours necessary.
Yeah.
But I when it comes to like an outdoor shoot where we've all traveled and a lot of people and money and time is invested, I'm completely of the mindset of like, if I get 2 hours, I get 2 hours. That's what it is.
No, because like I remember actually for the drifting special,
Yeah.
I actually got no sleep for that.
Like the road trip, we got like no sleep.
Yeah, we got
on a lot of the
the
days.
road trip was like
Do
5 hours.
you remember?
of sleep a
Like,
day.
'cause I stayed in the hotel that we stayed in Hakodate.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I was like, oh yeah, the last time I was here, We literally were there for 4 hours. We booked a hotel room just to sleep for 4 hours.
We got to that hotel at, I think it was like 2 a.m. No, it was like 1 or 2 a.m.
No,
1 or 2. Oh yeah, it was 1 or 2
It was 1 or 2
a.m.
a.m. and then we had to wake up at I think 6 a.m.
Yeah.
We literally booked a hotel
Yeah.
for just like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we just did that because there was a video shoot, and we understood that like to make these things happen, we had to
Sacrifice sleep.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's a different. I understand it's completely different when it comes to the fact that I'm like, okay, sacrifice sleep, now exercise for 8 hours.
Yes.
That's so. I was
content.
We were all
content.
Yeah, it was. We were both tired. It had been 5 days cycling. We were pissed off, but it was. We understood that like immediately after we were like, let's water under the bridge.
Yeah, of course.
Me and Chris piss each other off all the time.
Chris is just like 80% of Chris is just angry at all times anyway.
Well,
not angry, annoyed.
Chris likes to be in charge of shoots.
Yes,
and I was like, this is both of our shoots, and
Yeah.
so you can't just be like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I'm pushing back hard on this. I'm gonna be the one who pushes back. Because we were slowly getting later and later, and I was like, if we start at 10, we're fucked.
We're not gonna make it.
Because also, okay, so to preface how all this works, it was 8 days, and it was like 95 kilometers, 90, 85, 85, and we were just about finishing before sunset when we were doing 95 and 80, because we were slow and we were taking our time, we were stopping for lunch and we were doing stuff like that, and originally the last day was gonna be 160.
Damn.
And as we were getting closer to that day, this is when I was like, dude, we're gonna have to wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And like it's one day, I'm chill to do it, and we were like having arguments and stuff about it because I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. because I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I was like, all right, fine. So we eventually came to the conclusion that we had to like somehow spread out the distance in the remaining days. So instead of doing like 80, 100, 160, we did 120, 110, 110.
Right.
And that was tough because then that turned what was going to be 2 normal days and a really, really hard day into like just 3 hard days.
Right.
Which is tough. That was tough.
Tough.
That was tough.
Really?
That was hard. That was hard. But you get used to it. I don't know. It was hard, but it was really fun.
You sound like you know when like Marines go through their training where they like run fucking like 100 kilometers or something a day, and then you just like you just got to learn to push past your limits.
It's weird.
It's
how
like when they're like, it was tough. I'm like,
is
that the word you would describe? Just describe that.
It's weird how quickly your body can adapt to things.
Oh, of course.
Like if you have like we had like hard deadlines, right? Like you had to do this distance in the day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you just got to do it.
I mean, your body and your mind is just incredibly flexible to a point where you're capable of way more than you think you are.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like remember like the crazy schedule that we had for like LA, Miami, and then Australia in the span of like a week and a half. Or like when we were looking at that before it was happening, we were like, "There's no fucking way we're gonna be able to survive this." But by the end of it, we were like, "Okay, yeah, that was tough, but." I mean, we still did it. Like,
anything can be handled with,
with
prep. Like literally, it's just all prep. If you just prep properly for this kind of stuff, it's so easy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's really amazing how fast and how many days your body will kind of like even like by day 4, like I said, like hills became way easier. Like I had not had any really, really tough hills before. I'd been doing a lot of it on Tokyo, which is really flat. Tokyo doesn't have that many hills. And also like the exercise bike, you can put the resistance up, but it's not the same.
Yes.
The resistance cannot mimic going up a hill.
No,
it is just totally different because you don't feel like you're going to fall off. You never feel like you're going to fall off the resistance bike. It's just going to push back.
Yeah.
Whereas the hill, it's like if you don't like cycle
going.
properly, you just fall off your bike.
Yeah.
And you changing gear, it's a whole thing. And it's impressive how even after like 3 days, it becomes so much easier if you just keep going.
Yeah.
And you get like rapid improvement if you do it every day.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I guess like learning, like language, right?
Like anything, really.
Like anything.
Like if you wanted to get your muscles to be like to actually get like healthy and grow the muscles properly, then you take rest days.
Yeah.
And I was definitely not eating enough protein. I just don't know how I could eat that much protein.
Liquid protein.
I tried.
Who needs protein when you got carbs, man?
I tried to eat protein, but it was hard enough to eat like calories, let alone like to get the protein in. I should have taken protein powder with me or something.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't.
Just snort protein
There was
powder.
so much. There's already so much stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have like been snorting protein.
all right, let's go. Just like pound it up on the face.
Protein, bro.
Yeah, it's just like you put on all of that, and then you got to worry about the stream. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just like another added layer of like, fuck.
Yeah, so you're like mentally tired, you're physically tired. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Well, congratulations for actually achieving it.
Yeah,
Fucking
that was
achievement
awesome.
right
That was
there.
fun. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
crazy achievement.
Looking forward to seeing Chris's video and your like edited down video as well.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I was sitting on my fat ass playing Xenoblade 3.
Oh, no.
Kind of felt bad when I saw that. I woke up every day, saw Connor doing this, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stream Genshin today. I was just like, yeah, I streamed Genshin for 7 hours. I just,
You know, just
I'm worse. I did it.
Listen.
I'm worse. I'm worse than you. At least you were like, yeah, I might, also stream. I wasn't even like, you know what? I might even stream. I'm just like, no, I'm not even gonna stream. I'm just gonna sit back and just enjoy
That's
myself.
just me. I just like doing like crazy things that push the envelope. If you will. I don't know. Is that the right saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Why is it push the envelope? What the fuck is that about? Why
I don't
is
know.
I don't know. English
Like,
is weird.
I don't know. Like, I wanted to do something crazy on Twitch.
Yeah,
I
of
wanted
course.
to have like a big event, and I
Yeah.
wanted to do something that was like, that hadn't really been seen a lot on Twitch. I know
Yeah,
Rob had
yeah.
done it before, but I wanted to do it in like a way that was really unique.
gamified. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it hype, and I like pushing the boundaries of what you can do on live streams, and I
Yeah,
think
good
that
stuff.
was like interesting. I don't know. I'm like addicted to making stuff, I guess, and like that was a fun way.
You're addicted to content.
You're addicted.
I think we're all addicted to content in
Yeah.
one way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
and
Yeah.
I love playing games, but then I'm like, man, nobody in my head. I'm like, man, nobody remembers that guy who just fucking played games, unless you're Markiplier. You know what I mean? Nobody remembers.
to be honest, I feel like if you're not addicted, like if we weren't addicted to content, I don't think we would have lasted this long.
Yeah.
Because like that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, the
yeah.
people who last longer than not are the ones who are like constantly just trying to push themselves to do
Yeah.
bigger and better
Like,
things.
people always ask, like, if worry that if we're gonna get burnt out or I'm gonna get burnt out. I'm just like, well, no, I kind of get like sad when I'm not making stuff. I really feel fulfilled and happy when I'm making stuff, especially when it's good stuff and it's rewarding.
I get burnt out if I just make stuff. I always need a constant, this is the next big project that you are going to be doing and working towards. And I noticed that I think that's the one thing we all have in common, where I know what my next big project is. And I'm sure like you guys, like we're constantly planning different things, both together and now individually as well.
Yeah.
So it's weird. And I guess that's like, it's great actually having you guys as friends, because I see you doing this. I'm like, fuck. Now I got to get on my ass and do something exciting and do something
That's what
good
it is.
as
It's
well for
just
my own
like
brand.
constantly having the next goal to reach, and then once
Yeah.
you've
We're gonna
reached that
whomp each
goal,
Yeah.
and then once you've reached that goal, then there's that new goal, and then there's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
new goal, and new goal, and new goal, and it just keeps on cycling. But like,
the bros just keep you on your toes, Yeah.
it does. Yeah,
It's like being spotted, He's just like, come on, you can bench this, bro.
Come on,
one more way. You got this. You got this.
I'm obsessed with the idea of doing like some kayaking stream. I really want to do a kayaking stream.
I'm down for kayaking.
Yeah.
I just
But you know what's the one thing though that
What?
you really have to be careful with the kayaking stream?
What?
If you fall off the kayak,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
ripperonis.
Yeah.
like
Rip the stream.
Yeah. Your stream is fucked.
Yeah. At least you're on land on a bicycle.
There, like I was thinking about how you could maybe have. So like I had to, because obviously when it was raining,
Yeah.
I had to kind of have something waterproofed.
Yeah.
And it was like it worked, but obviously it won't work if you submerge it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
splash proof.
But I know that some people make these plastic housings for the stuff. And I wondered if you could make a kind of
Well, I mean, there's those like
Water
plastic
seal.
housings for like big
sealed.
cameras, for like
Yeah.
underwater shooting and stuff. So I'm
you
sure
need to
you
have
could.
the wire come out of it, kind of somehow.
Yeah,
be water
exactly.
sealed.
Yeah, so there would have to be the whole thing.
Basically, your ceiling can be a bit wide as well.
Yeah.
But the wire length would. it's interesting.
That seems like a
a
technical
lot of
nightmare.
challenges, but yeah, you
Probably
could do
need
it.
to be 3D printed or some shit like that.
Probably,
Yeah.
but it could be. I would want to do a kayaking stream, kind of like maybe the same deal. You do that distance. I think it'd
Yeah.
be pretty hype.
Sure.
Just kayaking all day.
Yeah.
The only thing is that it would be super fucking boring kayaking unless you had like a really sick lake. A bunch of cool
You would
stuff
need to
going
have
on.
like a really interesting route.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, kayaking.
Hiking's fun as fuck though. I
It's
love kayaking.
awesome, but I know that like your feet get fucked after a while because you're just being like in the wet kayak after a while. It gets
yeah,
really miserable.
sure.
Yeah.
Also, just
Permanent
your-
wet socks,
Yeah.
right?
Also,
Maybe
your
like a day
arms,
thing.
your upper body would just
Yeah.
yeah, maybe like a day thing. I could do it. It could be pretty high. I kind of want to figure out how to do it. Maybe someday I'll figure out how to.
Yeah.
I try to do more interesting IRL stuff. Like I had a theory that you could set it up this way, and I never ended up doing it just because I was so tired every day. So the way that the backpack works, you can put like a mic into the back of the camera, and you can put a lav mic. So I had this big brain idea where I was like, wait, my cable's long enough where if you put the bag in the back of the car and then put a suction cup on the back of the car with a camera mount, you could feed the camera that's in the bag's in the car. You could feed the camera with the wire onto the suction cup behind you. You wearing a lav mic, and then you could have the car trail you really close by.
Like a third person camera.
And then you could have literally like a third person view of you with the mic on you, and it would be streaming. How sick would that look?
That'd be pretty
And
cool.
I thought, man, that would be so cool to do.
That'd be like if you had your regular streaming setup, but it was moving.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. It's literally like
much,
the problem is that like you'd have to do it in a place like if we would have done it, we would have done it on the first few days. You'd need like a road that was empty to try it. Also, I just didn't want to fuck around and set it all up. It was such a big hassle.
Yeah.
And maybe if I prepared more, I could have done it, but it was a lot of prep. But I thought it'd be a sick idea.
Well, you got something for next time.
Yeah.
I could try next time if I have more time. If we have like a day where we don't have as much going on.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the time, Google Maps wouldn't send you down the right route.
Yeah, probably not.
Google Maps is so annoying. That just didn't.
Well, like okay, so here's the thing. Google Maps works perfectly, I find, in the city. But you go to a country that might not be as well developed, or you go to an area that is, not as, a bit more rural, out of the city, and Google Maps does not work as efficiently as you think it does at all.
It would just like, especially when you click the cycling option.
Yeah.
It would just like tell you to get off the highway, not highway, like just a main road.
Yeah.
For like 1 minute to go via like around in a field and then join back. And it's like,
why?
For 1 minute, it's like, why would you think I'd want to do that? I'll just stay on
Because
it.
Google's like, we know you want the scenic route.
Because it generally wants you not to be on a main road, which is good. Because sometimes it took us down some really cool routes.
Yeah.
Because we trusted it. But other times it would take us down a road and it'd be just gravel. And we couldn't cycle on it.
Right.
Because they're road bikes.
Yeah. I remember I encountered this problem a lot in Thailand.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, Thailand.
Because what I would do is, Google Maps, works in Thailand, but what counts as a road on Google Maps can't tell you the quality of the road, right?
Doesn't Google Maps use like Open Maps, and Open Maps is from like, I don't know, like government? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because like what happens is we'd like, when I was living in Thailand, me and Sydney would like have a destination.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be like an hour away or something. It'd be like a different town. And we'd be on like the highway with signs telling us to lead to this town or the city that we wanted to go to. And Google was like, no, take the exit off here. And one time we're like, okay, why is it telling us to take the exit off? Maybe there's a shortcut we don't know about. And then so we went from this very well lit road. We take one exit off, and Google leads us to it's the definition of a road was pushed to the limits, okay? What it led to was not even like concrete. It was just dirt leading into a dark forest,
Classic dirt road.
And there wasn't, we couldn't even go back, right? Because
First time in the country. First time.
yeah, because it was on a mound, right? It was on a mound, so we couldn't even U-turn back. So we were forced to like go into like this pitch black forest, and I was just like, I'm gonna get murdered. This is literally the start of every horror movie I've seen in my life. You follow Google Maps, you're like, oh okay, what's this? Going a bit to the country. This is where the serial killers live, man. This is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre all over again.
Like we had that though yesterday when me and Nabi we were in Shizuoka yesterday for a shoot, and like we were trying to go to this like because like for the most part it's like countryside in Shizuoka.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, I want like a really like nice spot to like shoot this part of the video, and so we were like, all right, we'll put it in Google Maps, and then it was like, okay, go down this road, and I was like, okay, that's fine. We get to it. First of all, it's a one-way road in between two houses. Barely can fit the car that we have. And it's not even the right way. And the Google Maps is like, do it. There is no other way to go down to your destination. Go down this road right now. And we had no choice because there was like cars backed up. Literally no other road to get through this part. I'm like, why are we going down? So what, you want us to like break traffic laws to get to our destination? Thanks, Google.
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying. And it's like, and when you try and be like, okay, we can't go down this road. Can you try something else? They're like, okay, how about you go around the block once and try it again. And it's like, no, Google, I don't want to go down this road.
I think for all the information they take from us to make these maps accurate, they'd at least do a fucking good job. Like it's like,
well, it's because not enough people are living there for the.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no information to take.
For the comfort of having a map that can tell me where to go, I'd like to think that you taking everything about me and using that information to serve ads to me is at least. At least I get a good map out of it.
Like Google's that one mate that's like sitting in the passenger seat being like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just go down there. Just don't worry about it. It's the quickest way to go. It's like, are you sure? It's like, yeah.
I know this place.
I've been here before. Don't worry. It's down there. This video is sponsored by Boxu.
Feeling a bit peckish all of a sudden.
Did you have anything to eat before this?
No, and I'm in dire need to satisfy my hunger before we record this Trash Taste episode.
Worry not, Connor, because I have
that rides with you.
It's down there. This video is sponsored by Boxu. I don't mean to be.
All I could think about.
I'm just trying to.
All I could think about.
I'm just trying to be pretty
Corn
good. I don't mean to be corny, gentlemen.
Channel, then go to the link in the description and use code TRASHTASTE15 for $15 off your first purchase.
Back to the show. One thing I've got to mention is that, having a car that rides with you is very OP on cycling.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because you don't have to worry about like water or anything. Yeah. It's all taken care of. You can just focus.
On the back of the car.
Shout out to the Chads who just do it all themselves. I don't know how you do it.
Well, their backpack is probably, instead of a full tower, it's probably full of water.
They don't have the tech on them, so they can fill it up with actual things needed to keep their body going, right?
yeah, exactly. I guess so. Stopping at Konbinis, and then there's like none in North Hokkaido as well.
Yeah, true.
So sorry to talk about just the cycling so much. I guess because I just fucking all I did was that for 8 days. That's all I could think about.
I'm just trying to think like what I did during those 8 days. It just seems like we went to the Sigaros concert.
Oh shit, we did.
That was last week.
What the fuck?
What concert?
Sigaros.
We went to, so Gart and I went to a concert of a band that we both really like, Sigaros.
I can't believe that was last week.
Do I know any of their songs?
You might know one of them.
Okay.
What was that one song that was like really big in like British TV that you told me about? It was Hoppy Potler.
That was it.
Apparently, I didn't know this because Gart told me. There's like one Sigaros song that got really fucking massive because
Japanese band?
No,
it's an Icelandic band.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's an Icelandic band.
How does that song go again?
Hoppy Potler.
Yeah.
This is the problem with Sigaros songs. All the song titles are in Icelandic. So if you don't know the name of the song, you're just like, what was that one song? The one that's like,
the one that goes, and they're like, are you singing the Halo theme? Oh no.
It might like a beta Halo.
Yeah.
Hoppy Potler is the one that's like, it's like, Hoppy Potler. No,
that's not what it's
They all sound like that.
That is not what it's like.
They all sound like that. Yeah, fucking amazing. Like probably one of the best concerts I've been to in my life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it was the best concert I went to in my life. Yeah. I mean, there are some, I think, bands that work better in a live setting. And I think Sigaros is one of those bands that I've experienced them now live, and I can't imagine experiencing them anything but live.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Because it's kind of like they have such a very unique style, right? Because it's not like your typical kind of songs, kind of like rocky songs. It's very, how would you describe it, Joe? You're the music guy. I'm having trouble finding words.
It's like I've always said to people that like Sigaros' music is kind of like, it's like advanced church hymns. You get what I mean?
I kind of get what you mean.
Like, because it's the feeling of like when you listen to a church hymn, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be religious in any way, but the sound and the style of a church hymn is like, oh, this is like, I can understand why they play this kind of music in churches, because it's like, it's very transcendental. It's very like, it's like religious, but like, it's very like pure and like transcendental and like very like, it gives you that feeling of like, oh, this is very spiritual.
Yeah.
And Sigaros is like that, but like the alpha version of it.
Yeah. Basically, it's I don't really know how to describe their songs. I can just describe what it means to me, and it's every time I hear a Sigaros song, it just like it makes me emotional. It makes me feel things that I can't explain. Going to this concert and hearing their songs, I was processing the experience for like a full for the entire night after that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
The live show's so good that you're like,
You're
Where
like,
I'm
damn,
just
what
like-
did I just watch?
I remember turning to Joey and being like, I'm still like processing what we just did.
Yeah.
You know? Like I didn't even know how to describe it.
It was
right
definitely
now.
like, it wasn't the kind of like shows where you're like in a mosh pit and you're like freaking out, and then afterwards you're like, damn, that was fucking awesome. That was so hype. Hell yeah. It was more like the ones where you just like, you're sitting down quietly. After every song finishes, you're clapping, and then the next one kicks in and you're just like engrossed.
Yeah.
It's like a full body experience. And
Yeah.
like with some of their songs, like, oh my God, like those like speakers that they had in this hall, they were working overtime, bro. Like you could feel this like just pulsating through your body. It's just like, and you're just sitting there like a 4D movie, just like, like just taking it all in because you don't know what else to do.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love
It's
that.
crazy. It was, oh my God.
Yeah, it was so amazing. I mean, like, could have been like indoctrinated or something because that was just like how absorbed I was into this experience. You know,
Yeah.
it was just it was the most incredible concert I've ever been to. I still am processing it to this day.
Yeah.
I do not know how to describe beeps and boops. It was very nice.
Hey, it's
You
a
know?
it's lightning in a bottle, man. You can't explain that.
No.
You can't-
It was-
I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
yeah,
The gig, it's impossible to explain how a gig makes you feel.
yeah.
I made like a second channel video like trying to process it, but like even then it was just kind of like yeah, the entire time I'm just like, it's so hard to describe without you being there to experience it. Because there was one part, I think one of the most powerful parts in this, like, I think it was like what, 2.5 hour gig or something. It was quite a long
It was
gig,
like 3 hours.
almost 3 hour gig.
What made you want to make a video about it if you couldn't really explain it?
Because I don't know. So like one of I think the most amazing parts about Sigur Rós' music is that like they utilize silence to their advantage.
Okay.
To like create this like tension in their music. So there was one part in the concert where in the middle of the song, they just stopped playing and they were just standing there in silence for about 30 to 40 seconds. But the thing
You
is,
see like a little fart in the background.
no, dude, I've never heard, there was probably what, like, it was full capacity, right? And this place can hold about 8,000 people.
8,000 people.
Big hall, right, in Odaiba. And I've never heard 8,000 people being that silent in my life.
That's sick.
Yeah.
There was not a single person talking or making noise during this like 30, 40 seconds of silence. And it was the most intense moment.
I feel like it was longer than 30, 40 seconds, right? Because you had, I feel like everyone had the same kind of experience where they stopped the song and you were just like, okay, must be moving on to the next song.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when someone holds a silence for a bit too long, it starts to become uncomfortable. So they held it past the point of uncomfort that you discovered that it went from uncomfortable silence to comfortable silence.
Yeah.
It was such a fucking surreal experience. It was, if I had to put it into words, it was the loudest silence I'd ever heard in my life.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? I'm just like, that's the best way I can describe this because
It was one of those moments where you just like kind of forget to breathe. And then
Yeah.
once the music kicks in, you're just like, oh yeah, that's right. Now I know where I was.
That's sick.
And it's so cool as well because they utilize these like lights in such like cool ways. So like during this silence, there's just this like kind of yellow light that's just like pulsating.
Last call